Call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine. Oh, oh, your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed, and you won't start now. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine. Oh, you are Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine. You are mine.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, was that good? Whoo! That was a good rendition, y'all. We just heard the song Oceans, performed by the Zhao MK Band. Show lots of love in the chat. Listen, I see y'all in the chat. I see you commenting on the weather already. We got to trust in the promise, y'all. We got to trust in the promise.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining the Liberation Roundtable for this month. We're going to be talking about liberating evangelism. It's going to be so great. Make sure to click share on your social media right now so you can get the word out that this conversation is happening. While you're doing that, I have a couple of announcements. Keep an eye out on Holy Week. We're going to be dropping something really exciting on Monday, April 11th. Yet another resource. We believe in resourcing all of y'all with all the things that we got. And so keep an eye out for that. Also, Liberation Project runs off of seasons. Like we do these roundtables based off of a season, not year round. And we're about to end our second season, everyone. Wow, it feels like just yesterday some queens got together and decided to put this together. So the finale of our season finale, is going to be May 11th. So make sure to check that out. I want to give lots of shout outs to our behind the scene team, Sarah, Kyle, and Austin. Thank you so much for running all of this so that we can have this conversation. And now it is time to meet our speakers for the evening. Loving on a baby, pronouns are them and they be. It's Jonah Overton, everyone. Show your love. Florida's finest, it's your highness, Derek Scott III. Yes. Love that. And I am your host, Tyler Sitt. I'm the pastor here at New City. I use he, him pronouns. I want all of you to be very active in the chat, show lots of love throughout this. And if you put any questions in the chat, we'll do our best to address it during our conversation.
Yeah, and I just want to also acknowledge that, I don't know if y'all have heard, but season 1 of Jonah and the Peacock has dropped. The podcast that we did through the Liberation Project, and I'm just realizing now that I'm not speaking into my microphone. I don't know if that's changed our audio at all.
Woo! Why don't you say that intro again?
I've only been podcasting for an entire season of Jonah and the Peacock. I can't be expected to remember to use my microphone. So one more time, y'all, we are season 1 of Jonah and the Peacock. The podcast that we're putting out through the Liberation Project is out now in its entirety, all 11 episodes. It was such a joy to be a part of. Both Tyler and Derek were guests on that season. Derek and Wesley's Revival producing, and gosh, it's honestly one of the coolest things I've been a part of, Jonah and the Peacock season 1. And so we are actually going to be releasing this recording, this roundtable, this more intimate, vibey, podcasty roundtable about evangelism as a special episode. So if you are listening to this in the podcast, welcome, and welcome to the Liberation Project Roundtables. This is a monthly event during our on season for the Liberation Project, where we get liberationist thinkers and theologians and apostles together to just discern and preach to one another and question and find where the Spirit is leading us in this liberationist work. So tonight we're talking about evangelism. And I don't know about you guys, but in my context, in my church communities, in my friend communities, there is no quicker way to get a room full of queers to vomit a little in their mouths than to ask them to be on the evangelism team. Like, and like, I don't, I think there are a lot of people who are like, let's retire that word forever. Now, like a good queer, I'm all about reclamation. So personally, I really want to be an evangelist. I want to engage in evangelism, but I think it's really important that we start by defining our terms. So what are we talking about when we say evangelism, and what aren't we talking about? Anybody want to kick us off?
Yeah, I can jump on in. I want to name, the Liberation Project on Facebook has a group, and we posted the question to the group, like, what do you think of when you hear the word evangelism? And folks said things like passing out tracts, white supremacy, colonization, forcing other people to believe what you want to believe. One person posted a picture of literature tucked into their windshield wiper, and it was like, here's the gospel in 60 seconds. And by second 30, it was pretty clear that human beings are complete garbage. So like, I think it's really associated with, it's coupled with a lot of, I think popularly it's associated with a lot of colonization. Like, I'm going to force you to feel bad, and then like, I'll show you the one way to feel good, and it's going to be through me. Like, there's kind of like an emotional manipulation there. Yeah. And like the folks in the chat are saying, if you died right this moment, where will you go? Like, that is kind of like the ultimate question for a lot of what we think of for evangelism. However, I don't believe that that's a biblical imagination of evangelism. I think that even etymologically, we're looking at evangelism as more related to proclaiming good news and simply telling folks about good news of what God is doing for us. And the good news is not simply that God has looked upon us lowly sinners and decided to have mercy on us, but rather the good news is that God has freed us, is freeing us, and will free us. The good news is it's like a whole cosmic thing that doesn't depend on 14-year-old Stacy deciding to accept Jesus into her heart. Like, the good news is the story of what it means to be alive, and that is worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
I love that, Tyler. Part of my journey, just as a follower of Jesus, like, it starts out in some respects with evangelism being that the tracks and oh man, it's a part of my journey that, like, I don't even know how to talk about, so I just don't want to, right? Like, I don't want to talk about the stopping someone in the middle of a Publix parking lot. Publix is a shopping center in the South, by the way. But it's stopping was like, if you were to die tonight, do you know? It's like, and having these outlines.